Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Revolutionary Blackout, Rhymes Rebellion. I'm your host, These Nuts. No, what's going on with y'all? Good morning, good morning. I see some people still here before I was. Shit, you know I'm lazy with this job. But today we're talking about Russia's spies. I actually got some people on Twitter. Again, if you want to call in, if you want to talk, be on the show, be a part of the show, follow me on Twitter on Holy Rome. The E is a 3. You can join my space right there. It's Russia versus NATO digital dollar. You can join in the conversation if you want. Have your voice heard. If you don't feel like texting, I know I hate texting. But how y'all doing in the chat? What's going on? ACAB 7. Let me get some more speakers on this
I just stepped out of having morning shower before I go to work this morning.
What you got planned for the day, man? Who you bombing today?
Everybody be bombed. And people who are being bombed at the wreck, that will be cared of. That's what's happening, yes.
All right, as long as you get them Nazis first, I don't care, Putin. You got to get them first. If you don't get them first, then we can't do business like we had talked about before. But if you get the Nazis, then you know what I'm saying, I can deliver you so and so. Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
Good morning, Rome.
Good morning. All right, let's get on with this. Y'all know how I do. I want to get straight into it so we can talk about this because I talk way too much and I'm hungry than a bitch. All right. No. All right, let's go up. I don't need that right there. Okay, StreamYard. Let's go share this fucking screen, buddy boys. Let's see. What's going on? Russia spies infiltrated Ukraine's international volunteers to launch missile attack that have killed 3 British Special Forces veterans and nearly killed dozens more. What the fuck was they doing over there in the first fucking place? Is what I want to know. And well, this is Britain, so I guess Russia airstrike saw a 30 missile strike rock, and I don't know how to pronounce that. 11 miles from Portland. And I actually heard that it was more. I seen a video. I wish I could. It's in Brazil. He speaks Brazil. It was they was working for NATO, but it was a handful of them on the bus. They basically had they was basically escaping Ukraine, saying that well, the people who did translate it for me. I don't trust every translation, but overall, they were saying that a lot of these frontliners are escaping. Like they know that they can't win. They already lost the war on the ground, and now this is why America and so a handful of other countries is calling for a no-fly zone. You know, saying calling for basically another Iron Dome to try to protect Ukraine from getting hit from barrages of missiles. But is it far-fetched that Russia has spies all around the world? No, we know there's Russian spies in our government. There's Chinese spies in our government. This isn't anything new, and Russia already explained to us and to Ukraine, their forces, that we already know every step you guys make. We know all the faculties that you guys put your buildings in. We know the spots you guys train your soldiers at. We know everything, and I'm like, yeah. I can see that because America does the same thing with the Patriot Act. They know everything. Not even just about Americans, countries that's close, you know what I'm saying? South America, they are on us. And I'm pretty sure they are prepared to fight against any threat that comes their way, just about when it comes close to their land, like how we are building biolabs and missiles and facing it towards his way. Like, yeah. What's going on, chat? ACAB, how you doing this morning? I see you said you just got back in.
Yeah, I'm back. I mean, how would we feel if Russia had set up bases all around Mexico and Canada? How would we react?
I mean, this is like the Cuban Missile Crisis, because this already happened before, and America was on their shit.
Mm-hmm.
They lost their fucking mind. They was like, oh my, this like, and then we continue to build military bases all around the world and never stop.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly. That's what frustrates me so much. I'm a history nerd. And if you learn from the way things happened in history, if you don't learn it, you're doomed to repeat it. And that's basically what we're doing right now, is we're just repeating the previous Cold War.
Yeah, exactly. Like me and you was explaining, we was talking about this earlier, that this is the same playbook. They just got new dumbasses to go with it. You know, they got a new generation to pump up their wars and cheer for death. It's the same playbook. None of these people have changed, because these people who was in these Cold Wars are still in power.
Yep.
People that push for illegal wars in the Middle East and regime changes throughout Africa is still in power, which they shouldn't be. And this is why we still go by the same playbook. This is why we still don't give a fuck what happens to what happens in Palestine or the Gaza Strip. But they are quick to change their they are quick to take those flags out and put some NATO flags up, because white people matters the most, and this is what we have been taught.
Yeah, and that's what's going on, is basically everybody's supporting Ukraine because they're a white European country, but nobody cares when it's Yemen, Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq.
Yep, and I wish people who did, you know what I'm saying, took up for Ukraine, just come out and say, like, look, I feel like, you know, we need to keep white people here. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, y'all feel the same way about Africa. I feel the same way about Ukraine, whatever. But at least be truthful. Be truthful. Don't sit here and lie and hide behind civilians, because you don't give a fuck about civilians.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about how we just destroyed Haiti and whipped their people at the border. They're civilians. Everybody looked the other way because it was Joe Biden doing it.
Yep. It's partisan politics. It's when my party's in charge, nothing they do is wrong.
It's only like this because of the last party. Well, don't you think we need to just revamp this whole system then? Because if anything happened, bad or good, it isn't anybody's fault now.
I love how they blame everything on Trump, like these systems weren't in place and weren't happening before Trump.
Trump only have a 4-year political record. If we are comparing records, if we are comparing deaths, wars, bombs, then Joe Biden got that all day.
Biden. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Biden is the white devil. Like, ever since I was a kid, people always said the man. I always thought of Joe Biden's face, because he's literally the man to our neighborhoods, the man that built our systems, he's the man. And now he's really the man. They rewarded him the president with the presidency because of what he has done to our communities. You know what I'm saying? To future generations across seas. Like, we have bombed the shit out of, damn it, I don't want to get this country name wrong, but you can look it up. The oldest motherfuckers there are about 17, 18, the oldest males. That's how fucked up That's how we fuck these people over. But I want to get back on track for the people who just came in. Thank y'all for joining in today. We were just talking about Russian spies invading Ukraine, which I believe, yeah. Why wouldn't you be a spy? Like, come on now. Why wouldn't you be a spy for Russia, the country that has, that has that took down Nazis? That probably saved your family life. Like, the only reason why we're here right now is because of the USSR, Russian and African soldiers and whatnot. Why wouldn't I be a spy for these people? Of course. I mean, like, right now, I don't have no outside or no international shit like that to be a spy, or I don't have any power, nobody to be around to actually give people information. But if I could work for NATO, yes, I'm giving all this information to Russia. You crazy? Fuck these Nazis. Look what they are doing across the world. You want to give them more power, more guns? Hell no. No. These people got to go. And once you know that you're working for evil, then you have to do something about it, or you're just like them. If you don't help us take these people down from killing the world, from gene changes, coups, you are no better than them. So fuck yes, I would spy for Russia if I had the chance. And you can clip this all you want. I don't give a fuck. Clip it and put it on Twitter. What you gonna do? What you thought I was gonna be patriotic? After all the ethnic cleansing they did to black communities, after all the bombs they didn't drop on black communities in America, you think I'm gonna be patriotic? Shit. Get me fucked up.
Yep, it just goes along with how many black and brown people we kill every day in this country by cops.
Yeah, police officers are one of the leading causes of death for black people in America. That's crazy. Oh, but what about black on black crime? Okay, yeah, but what about black on black crime? Let's talk about black on black crime. We wouldn't have black on black crime if we actually fought poverty. Let's fight poverty. Oh shit, no, we can't give you niggas more money. All right then.
Or we reframe that and say, let's talk about white on white crime.
You know the story. Kendall Myers. Hey. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. I'll spy for Cuba. I'll spy for Russia. I'll spy for any country that's trying to bring down white supremacy. They're trying to stop these neoliberals. I mean, damn, same difference. These neo-Nazis. I'll spy for any one of them. Because, like I had said before, white supremacy losing a leg up. Americans, our lives are going to change. It's going to get worse before it get better. But white supremacy losing lives will save. Losing a leg will save so many lives, not just here, but across the world, man. All over the world. We was to break up NATO. If we was to stop the strong arm and iron fist of America for reaching over to all these poor countries and stop them from dropping these bombs, or have more superpowers to put them in check, then this is a good thing for many people in future generations, because we have killed generations, y'all. We took away languages. And just in the years that I was living, I'm not talking about the shit that not even the indigenous people had to go through, not the shit that the blacks and the Africans had to go through. I'm talking about 1999 type shit. So fuck yes, fuck America. Fuck them, bro. Look how they are doing. They're trying to censor you guys and put it under and clothe it with patriotism. Like, oh, you patriotic, or you love your country if you don't want to.
Yeah, it was trending on Twitter the other day that the Democrats were calling for Republicans, if you don't like it, leave, because it moved to Russia, and it's like,
Oh, how the tables have turned.
yeah,
First it was
Exactly.
see, that's that blue and red game. That's the people who talk. That's what happens when you have 3D glasses on. You got your blue and red glasses on, but you're trying to dabble into foreign policy. And I was just explaining yesterday how Americans, you shouldn't listen to Americans for foreign policy. Don't listen to me for foreign policy. Don't listen to no American for foreign policy. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to them, take everything to what they said with a grain of salt, and do your own fucking homework on it. But these motherfuckers are idiots. Americans are idiots overall. They have our schools do not teach that shit. Some of our higher educated schools don't teach what really happens in these countries. They don't teach foreign policy. These motherfuckers think that Fidel Castro was a fucking dictator. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's why I try to listen to as many outside of American news sources so that I can understand other points of view. And that's the problem. Is
you can't do it now because everything that America doesn't say is considered propaganda.
Yeah. And most Americans are listening to Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, so they're not getting that outside point of view.
I was just watching, like, we just got control of our TikTok. Follow us on TikTok, y'all. Revolutionary Blackout. And I saw the video I did about this. I'm like, it's funny how people are so gullible when Taco Bell and Burger King are going against each other, and this, you know what I'm saying? And these little Twitter wars, Wendy's and whatnot. Oh, it's so entertaining, right? What if I told you they was owned by the same person? Okay, well, it's not nothing too serious. Okay, well, what if I told you Fox, MSNBC, CNN was all owned by the same people? What if I told you these people really control what they want you to know? Then they call me a conspiracy theorist. Then they call me out my name. They call me this. They call me that. But that is not something hard to look up. You can just Google it. Who really control this? Who put the most money into your ads? Like, come on now, man. Into these news organizations.
And the people who own these media news organizations also are the ones funding campaigns for our elected officials. They control our government.
I say this war right now between Russia, Ukraine, this shit is about to be wrapped up. Excuse me. Holy crap. That's some good weed. This shit about to be wrapped up in a bit, man. Like this, besides what you heard from the American propaganda machine, from your idiot box TV, they don't have a leg in this fight. It's over. And I mean that. It's over. It's been over before the first bomb even dropped. And this is why America has to send out so much money, so many weapons. They have to go to France and go to ask Portland. They asking everybody because they know Ukraine don't have the resources, the money, the military power to go against one of the toughest, one of the most brutal. And we're not talking about sending Russians thousands of miles outside of their home. This is their backyard. East Ukraine is what, 50% Russian?
Yeah, Eastern Ukraine is mostly ethnic Russian. Mm-hmm. And the issues with the Ukraine government was built upon and by originally after they broke off from the USSR and it broke up off of Nazis. Nazism.
Yep.
So people are like, oh, it's only like 1%. No, they built their structure. They structured the government based off Nazism. And so because of the logistical area of ethnic Russian, they're in between Europe and Asia. So the reason why the Ukrainian Nazis do not like ethnic Russians is because they believe that they come from Mongolian descent, which is Asian descent, even though they're white-skinned.
Man, who gives a mother?
Consider
You see how dumb these people are?
Yeah.
Like, why do that matter? Why do that matter, bro? And they,
exactly.
I know I've seen some laws where they made it illegal to speak certain languages in certain places in Ukraine. And this is how you know that Nazis actually have, you know, real power over there, you know, no matter the percentage. And people always want to talk about percentages. Well, if you want to talk about percentages, why do 15 people own our money, you know, so own 85% of our welfare? If you want to talk about percentages, why do 1% of this country run 99% of you motherfuckers? You want to talk about percentages? It don't matter about percentage. What matters is power. If you have enough power, then you can do just about whatever the fuck you want. You have the right connections. You can do what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't want. I was speaking on reparations and revolution and shit like that. Like, they don't want black people to get a leg up. They don't want every black person to be successful. What the fuck? If every black person was successful, we would run America. If they all gave us land and shit like that, an opportunity, we will run America. It's only 12% of us, but that's more than enough. That's more than enough. We can have our own governments. We can start buying up cities, buying up towns, become our own mayors and shits like that. We won't need them anymore. And what they're gonna do? They're gonna send some more bombs at our ass. But it don't take fucking 50%. All right. If the majority of the country have to be in it for it to actually happen, then you guys need to take over America. Then you guys need to do something about America, because studies show that more than half of you motherfuckers are unhappy. Why aren't we doing that?
More white people need to stand up. And I'm saying this as a white woman. More white people need to stand up for our brown and black brothers and sisters, because we're all in this together. It's a class war. It's not a racial war.
Speaking of war, I wanted to talk about the digital dollar, because I see America has got their hands on. Like, I'm not into cryptocurrency. I never will be. I always I believe that it will be a whole different type of change, and I don't see crypto in the future, like, at all. A lot of our technologies are to go back. It's going to take a hit with a lot of these people losing power and whatnot. It's going to be a shift. It's going to be a real shift in our technologies and what we use, what we didn't use, and how we used to transfer currency, as far as GoFundMe's or PayPal's, et cetera, et cetera. All I want to say is, because see, how I see cryptocurrency is the digital dollar. Hold on 1 second. G.
Hello, good morning, Romy.
What's going on, man?
How are you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good. Just doing the show real quick. What you up to, man?
I'm doing good. Just like I'm giving you my attendance. I'm okay.
That's good, man. That's good. Hey, shit, I have built my part of my balcony on my deck. I'm gonna have you check it out when I wrap this up.
Okay.
All right. Yes, it is. Now we can see, like, I seen it when America wasn't. Everybody was telling me cryptocurrency is going to be the future. Cryptocurrency is going to be this and that. Once I seen America actually pushing cryptocurrency, I knew it was some bullshit behind it. And not only that, you need the American dollar to even have this thing, even transfer it. A lot of these countries are banning it and whatnot. If you like, come on, man. We seen the shit. We just seen some shit with Robin Hood. When all you motherfuckers got all that money and all them fucking bankers went down, what they do? They just shut it down. Now that they got their hands on it, they can just shut you down whenever the fuck they feel like it, right? But I wanted to speak on what it would do to the homeless population, to people who don't have credit cards, people who don't have internet. It's going to stop a lot of fucking trade, money trade. You know, a lot of people is going to starve out and die. You can't. What you gonna give? You gonna give a nigga some Bitcoin at the gas station?
Yeah, what are they going to do with it if they don't have a card, a debit card, credit card?
More likely they don't, because they don't have an address.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, some of them don't even have a phone.
So what do we do?
So,
What do we do when everybody is trying to think about them damn selves? Everybody is trying to think about them damn selves, trying to think about what their future what they want their future to look like, but they're not even looking to see how the present is today. If you don't take care of homelessness, if you're not trying to end homelessness, if you're not trying to you know what I'm saying, get a rent control for people who can that actually live in these fucking places, whatever. Dude, we have so much work to do before we just move to digital currency. Dude, we don't even own the dollar. We don't even own the dollar anymore. The dollar, that fucking dollar it's a token, bro. It's a token of what real currency is. It's not real money. We already lost the dollar, and now you're trying to fucking push. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna kill homeless people with this. And this is why America is so, oh yeah, we can do that. You guys want that? Yeah, we can do that. That's easy to do. That's easy to do.
if you look at modern monetary theory, our dollar is no longer based off of gold like it was at one point. And we can literally print, when they say, how are we going to pay for this? We could literally print $1 trillion coin and go deposit it into the bank and pay for whatever we want to, because our dollar is not based off of gold anymore.
Yep.
And that's something that you learn from modern monetary theory. Every time they ask us how you're going to pay for Medicare for all, but yet you're spending trillions of dollars overseas bombing brown and black people.
Mm-hmm. We got the
and
money.
You won't take care of your own citizens.
They don't have to take care of y'all. Y'all already conquered. we don't take care. We don't take care. We conquer.
Yep, we are.
Yeah, look, we have too much work to do before we just try to change whole currencies, before we just try to flip this whole thing and say, well, this is best for the future. Okay, you say that. You say that. You might say that, but I say let's step back for a minute. You know, let's step back and look at all these problems that we really have to address. Bitcoin is not going to stop homelessness. Cryptocurrency is not going to end poverty. It's not going to be that where everybody can get in. Like, no, bro, you're going to hurt a lot of people. People are sleeping on freeways, man. You think they got access to that type of shit? But again, I'm speaking to Americans. I'm speaking to Westerns who only think about themselves and, oh, the future. The future. Fuck your future, bro. People don't have it today. And you're just trying to move on without them, bro. Think, man. Before we make these steps, we have to think not only about what it would do for us, but what it would do for the whole shebang, the whole fucking shebang. And we know one of the reasons the American government is pushing towards cryptocurrency, the digital dollar, is because they see this war with Russia and China basically taking sides and whatnot. If India took sides with these people, they can just block us out of anything and kill the American dollar completely. So they're gonna have to get a grip. They're gonna have to find some way to transfer or transfer their wealth in some ways, because all these billions of dollars that these people have accumulated from you off your back is going to be worth nothing.
Well, look at where our goods come from. All of our goods come from India, China, Japan, Korea. And so if they shut us out because we don't have the structure here, we're going to be hurting really bad with not having access to things that we need. But maybe it's good that us going through that to wake people up.
This nigga DMB talking about capitalists love guns too. Y'all gonna let them have all the guns, dude? What is you? That's why I don't like y'all niggas. Because y'all can't even compare the shit to real shit, bro. What you mean? What do you mean, bro? Like, it won't cure poverty, but it will help. In what way? I just explained how it will take a step back, especially for people like my mother. What the fuck? The FBI have put so much money into cryptocurrency. You guys should be. That should have been your warning. Fight fire with fire. No, we don't fight white capitalism with black capitalism. It's not what we do.
Yeah, capitalism does not care about the people. We have people dying because of capitalism. My county, and I live in a southern state, had 2 people freeze to death last week, while our county is using COVID funds to increase the jail size.
You see that the police have so much money and armor that they giving the shit away to Ukrainian fighters.
Our county jail, our county sheriff's office has their own private planes. They spend millions of dollars over budget every year. You guys really look into what's going on, not just nationally, but locally in your area, and you'll see a lot of corruption. The funds that were supposed to come to help people be able to make their rent and not get evicted is being used to make our jail bigger. That's ridiculous, rather than housing people. Yeah, if you're not using that money to house people, you're going to have more homeless, and you're going to wind up arresting them, because it's the way a lot of these cities write the laws against homelessness. They wind up putting them in jail.
I mean, we already do that. We have sweeps and
Yep.
all kind of shit that like when all these stars and celebrities come through Hollywood. When I walk through Hollywood, that motherfucker was a piece of shit. Hollywood is a piece of shit. You see it on TV, you think you like, God damn, like, oh, it's so clean. I'm like, I see it on TV. I'm like, where all the homeless people go? Turns out they do sweeps. And they spread out on the block for these celebrities. So that's why I'm gonna build a whole new organization. I'm gonna do it separately from Tour for the Poor, and we're gonna fucking we're gonna collect tents. We're gonna collect tents, and we're gonna go out to every city that do a fucking sweep, and we're gonna give them people their tents right back. Fuck they mean. That's fighting fire with fire. We don't need no like no. So y'all just be careful with all this digital shit. We are living under a fascist nation, under corporate fascism. You don't think that they have a plan, any plans to get their hands on cryptocurrency? Like, yes, there's only a handful of people that own the majority of crypto, of Bitcoin. Sorry. Just like our money that we have here. And like I said, these people are losing power, not only here, but across the world. If we get blocked out from any other these other countries, you can have $10 billion in the bank. It's not going to mean anything if the rest of the world is like, what the fuck is that? They already got their hands on it. They ready for you niggas. They ready to take over your movements. They already...
It wouldn't matter how much money you have if you can't buy anything because we can't get anything imported in. Because we don't have the infrastructure anymore. NAFTA kind of got rid of a lot of ours, where stuff isn't made here anymore. Almost everything's imported. So if we piss off the people we import stuff from, how are we going to get it?
Yep. They're trying to save their asses, not y'all.
Yep.
And a lot of people actually, what surprised me when I seen this I seen on Twitter was a lot of people that was into cryptocurrency once they seen Joe Biden speaking on it. It was like, yeah, give me that. They was like, oh no. But we have been saying this. We have been telling you guys they're going to come out and find a way. Like I was just explaining how they found a way. Like they wouldn't just legalize marijuana, meth, shrooms, and shit like that without finding a way to tax it, without finding a way to put money back into these prison systems or people that own these systems that's going to lose money from it. They're not just going to do something for you. They're out to save themselves, man. Oh, man, what time is it? Oh, shit. Niggas know I hate doing long ass shows. But we're gonna I'm gonna do this last segment and we're gonna wrap this shit up. Because I feel like I said what I needed to say. There's no reason to go no 2 hours and keep repeating the same fucking shit. Just because you niggas late, better rewatch it, bitch.
It's all good.
But the last segment I had was, do I consider myself? Because I seen a couple of people calling me a Marxist-Leninist and a couple other people just calling me a communist. Like, no, he's a communist. He's a Marxist-Leninist. He's this and that. I'm like, no. I'm not a Marxist-Leninist. I won't consider myself a Marxist-Leninist because I don't, that's not, I never really looked up him. He is a communist hero. I'll give him that, but I never looked at him as one of my teachers, I should say. Overall, I grew up around. I'm in Detroit. I grew up around a lot of Black Panthers and shit like that. So it was a lot of communist leaders we can pick from. So he was a good man, but no, I'm not a Marxist-Leninist. I'm just a plain old communist, man. Like I have no there is no other names in front of it because I feel like this, man. What he have preached was good. His his books, his theory, I'm saying, the shit that he has done is good. And and the things that he has done still rings bells for generations now. 4 generations now, I should say. But there calls a time for new fighters, for new leaders. And I wouldn't consider myself like this. That was the thing with the Fred Hampton leftists and this and that and blah blah blah. We had a little swabble about that because I don't know. I just look at myself like my own leader. Like I have learned enough to be my own leader now, to not hide behind anybody else's name or anybody else ideologies. Like I sit here, I write plans, bills. I got working on my communist manifesto and shit like that. Working with other communist leaders, writing that, trying to get international with it and stuff like that. But I wouldn't consider myself a Marxist Leninist though, but he did do good work. I just feel like we got to call ourselves leaders. We got to call ourselves, whatever your name is, leftist, whatever your name is, blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's time for us to stand up and put our name up for this fight, Yeah, Marxist is self-help for us brainwashed with capitalism. That is right. That is right. I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot from him, but if we was to apply a lot of those things, a lot of this theory to today, we wouldn't be really anywhere because we have whole new demons to fight. And like I was explaining on the space the other day, like if we just woke our leaders up today, if we found a way to revive our leaders, they're probably going to die from a heart attack once they see the NYPD police budget. It's bigger demons to fight nowadays, bigger monsters. You know what I'm saying? We can take their teachings, but we can also put what we have went through and the stuff that we have learned, the things that we have went through, we can apply that to that. You know what I'm saying? Just go far with it. Make yourself your own leaders.
We're in a different time period, so we have to apply some of those thoughts to our time period, but also at the same time understand that we can learn from the mistakes that were made in the past and make it better.
Yeah, like we see that the communists and the leftist factions was going against each other. We got communists and anarchists can't fucking get along still to this day. So
yeah,
we gotta really watch it, man. We can't. History is good, but do y'all really want to repeat it? Some of history is good, but do y'all really want to? I doubt it, because they was going through some horrible times. We're going through some horrible times. It's just the monsters are more calculated with it now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to drop a bomb on your ass to let them know that. I mean, for you to know that they are killing you. We gotta do so much fucking better, and we gotta step up for people like, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marxists. You know what I'm saying? All our leaders on the left. We gotta do twice as much. We gotta speak twice as loud. We gotta be out here doing everything that we can. Everything that we can. Because this is what they wanted us to do. It's okay to agree with them, but if you're just agreeing with them, then that's all you are doing. You're just sitting on information, and I wouldn't want anybody to do that. If I was to die and people, were saying, well, Rome wanted this and Rome wanted that. No, Rome wanted you niggas to get up and do something. Rome wanted you on the front lines. Rome wanted you on the farmlands. Rome wanted you on this and that. Rome wanted you here and this and that. If people just say, oh, well, Malcolm X was right. Okay, and then what? Malcolm X is right, and then what? What do we do?
We got to put it into action.
All right. Right. And they don't, people are still brainwashed with this professionalism bullshit. They think that you need to have degrees to take care of people. All you really have to do is just break the law. That's what I do. All that giving out clothes and food and all that shit is against the law, but I still do it. Fuck them. You don't gotta have no degrees. You ain't gotta be no, you know what I'm saying, no great sounding motherfucker. Like, bro, just go out there and give out some shit. Go out there and make yourself known. You know what I'm saying? And let it be known that there is somebody out there that was just like you or is in the same boat as you, but I have enough. I have enough to give. So take while you can. It don't take much. You don't have to go to college. I'm a high school dropout. I don't give a fuck about even going back to school. Because why? I'm gonna just re-brainwash myself. You know how much shit I had to unlearn? Fuck it. Just go out there and do it. You got your heart set. You got your mind set. You got your area. You know the people to target. You know how to talk to these communities. Do you relate? See, and that's the main thing. That's one of the main things. We relate. We relate. And this is why when politicians come to us, they come to us through our people. They come to us through our churches, through our favorite food places in this district, or yada, yada, yada. They're trying their best to relate to us. But you can just go out there and say, hey, dude, these are your fucking neighbors, bro. These are your fucking neighbors. Somebody said, why is that against the law? Because capitalism. You can't just give out food. Well, some of the laws do make sense because there is people out here, and I am going to report on this one serial killer out here got caught killing homeless people. There is people out there that do target the homeless. There are people out here that do use them as guinea pigs and test subjects. This is real life. So some of the laws is for poisoning and, you know, just to have a permit to see if, you know, if anything goes wrong, you're reliable. You know what I'm saying? They're not reliable and yada, yada, yada. But, yeah, some of it do make sense, but a lot of it don't. A lot of it don't. And we know why. They don't want us to get up. They don't want us to take care of each other. They don't want socialism, because if you don't make it against the law, then you're gonna have everybody out here taking care of each other. Then we're gonna realize that we don't really even need these motherfuckers. We don't really even need these motherfuckers. That's probably the only thing I'm gonna agree with you with right there today. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's either you going to Wall Street, or you going to prison. Well, we got the kids in the middle who going to them plants working construction, but they'll drop out. They'll drop out probably like the 8th, 9th. Then they go to trade school. Once they go to trade school, they get their trade degree, and then yep, that's how it goes.
Yeah, we need more trade schools because education has just gotten so expensive for people for college degrees anyway. And they're not doing anything to forgive the debt on people that have gone to college. I didn't go to college. I don't consider myself an ignorant person because I study history and I study global politics.
You can get a college education on fucking Google. What is that? Duck.com and Google. You can get the same shit that they learn, and it's all right here any fucking way. These niggas. And then what's so crazy is, you know, there is no way a human can take in all this information. This is why you only get, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to focus on certain things, you know what I'm saying? But you're not taking in all that information. Half of these people that's going to these pay-to-play colleges is doing exactly that. They're paying their way through college. They're not actually learning. They don't have to. They have the money. They have their daddy money. They have their mama money and inheritance to say, fuck this report card. Fuck a report. You know what I'm saying? Just give the fuck, pay the school off, buy a new gym, buy the new rims. What they're gonna do?
Yeah. My husband has a bachelor's degree in history, and I'm probably better on foreign politics than he is because I pay attention to it, even though I don't have the degree. So. But yeah, we definitely need more trades, and it makes it, we've got schools here, and I know that there's schools in other places to where your junior, senior year, you can go to trade school half day and go to school and get it completely covered to where you wind up with, say, a mechanic's license with no debt.
Mm-hmm. Like I went to trade school where they kicked me out because I'm skipping too many days. I was young and had a lot of people. I was a rapper back in the day, so I was just dumb. But yeah, I went to trade school. I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot, and actually, you know, that's what got me with the person I was doing work with for years, named Ronnie. We've been doing work since I was like, as soon as I got kicked out of school, really, what that was like 16, 17. I got kicked out of school, then I went right and got a job. Like it was just, yeah. What's good, Raiden? You keep hopping in and hopping out. I don't get that. What's going on with you? Yeah, no, yes, man. Fuck school, man. I always knew, like, first of all, I'm not keeping up with these kids. Second of all, what do this have to do with anything? Like, they don't teach us anything that happens in the real world, bro. Like, you know, I had to work at a young age and go to school. I had to learn about taxes in like middle school. They ain't teach us nothing about no taxes. They ain't teach us nothing about driving, nothing. Christopher Columbus, George Washington, long division, computer class. That was just how to type. And
yeah, a lot of
Jim
don't even have home ec courses anymore.
How you doing, Raider? Or am I pronouncing that right?
There we go. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was wondering why you
Man, it would beat my ass. I didn't accept earlier just because I don't know like too much about the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, mostly because I don't care. That's terrible. But also like I don't understand how this was still rocketed to mainstream media and stuff, and we still like if this was America invading or bombing any other place, we wouldn't hear about it. Like it's only when it's white people. But whatever. I mean, I'm sure I'm different to the fire.
Oh no, you're right. You're totally
I don't want to get up there and sound ignorant. So
no. You are right. They actually, reporters in the UK and all over the world, even in some American reporters are saying, "Oh, this isn't like your regular fucking country that we be bombing. This is white people that's dying. Don't you guys ever heard from the white people that's dying?" So yeah, you're right. They don't give a fuck, man. Like this.
I just a really, really, really big part of like my I let's call it my activist consciousness, like that you know, the soul in my belly, what gets me going. A real big part of that for me is just like solidarity with Palestine and Palestinians. Mm-hmm. And you know the feeling you get as a Black person when like you see a horrible like hate crime just happen, like you know when they've just killed another Black man and you're like seeing the video everywhere and everyone cares for like 3 seconds and it's done. You know that feeling afterward? I'm like, that must be so close to what Palestinians are feeling right now, seeing their trauma mirrored back to them, and see everyone care about that when they're going through the same thing, and nobody gives a like.
Yep, they switched they switched their Palestinian flags for the Ukraine flag, and they start cheering for NATO and start cheering for the same people that's bombing Ganja Strip.
It's like you sit here and you see how quickly like people mobilize to like aid too. Like every app I open, Uber Eats, like every business I go to, even like freelance sites, like stuff like who cares what you're supporting? You go on there and they're like, we've officially stopped doing business with everyone in support of you. You could out of nowhere, like within like a week, within two, but you ask for any aid with anything else, and it takes months to see the slightest change. Like, you know,
we need bipartisan on this. We
Black
need
communities, and you get someone painting Black Lives Matter in town square, and then they're gonna wash it off 2 weeks later. Like that's what we get compared to like this. I just
seen somebody on Twitter said my Caucasian neighbor just switched their Black Lives Matter yard sign with a Ukraine, with a stand with Ukraine yard sign. Like
people have been waiting for any chance they can to just finally be able to distance themselves from like Black issues and brown issues. And you see it even with that little joke people were making with them little TikTok kids that had Black Lives Matter as their profile photo for like months because they was too scared to change it. And then the second something else happened and they could change it, like they took it. It feels like that.
Like, we can stop saying
like, thank God.
We can stop acting like we care about these niggas. Oh shit. Because they don't give a fuck. They still talk about
terrible.
I keep telling white people, I'm like, bro, why do y'all advocate for pushing police in our neighborhoods? If y'all want police that bad, just have them in your neighborhood. Because when I'm in the burbs, I see little to no fucking police. I don't have a license. I drive all through this bitch. Ain't no police through this motherfucker. I drive in the hood. Police. 3 fucking police departments. Y'all love them that much? Have them in y'all fucking neighborhood. Because they don't even solve the crimes. They don't even like all that shooting and shit like that. That shit gets solved by hearsay, somebody pointing, or a fucking camera. The police ain't solving no crime. They're not trying to Hey, look, man. Oh my God. This shit goes deeper than just that shit. We have to fight poverty. And you can't fight crime. That's impossible. You control crime. You can control crime. If we had distribution or you know what I'm saying, rec centers where people can shoot up their heroin, smoke their meth, snort their dope, their coke safely. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, they can fall asleep there and we give them a house. We give them housing, somewhere to go, right? So they won't have to sleep in front of your fucking $2 million fucking condo, right? All right then. If we don't fucking you control crime, bro. All the robberies, all that killing, you know what you do? You create opportunities in the neighborhood. And don't just let out certain people. You make prisons rehabilitation centers and make it to where the people own this. No more privatized prisons. Privatized prisons always going to equal slavery. Always. So, but look, you can't. It goes deeper than just, we need more police officers because crime is high. Bullshit. Right? We just seen this with the war on drugs. We seen this with the war on drugs, the war on this, the war on that. No, that was war on Black people. That was war on poor people. That was war on us. Because while they were saying, hey, we're gonna make it harsher on these drug selling motherfuckers, they was pushing drugs in our neighborhoods. So how is you making it hard? You ain't making it harder on yourself. You just creating a fucking loop of people to go out in the streets. You took away their opportunities. You took away their jobs. Now what? They're in the streets. They're either smoking it or selling it. They're going to fall into that line, and then they're going to fall into your prisons. Both of them going to fall into your prisons because they wasn't giving crackheads rehabilitation. They was giving them prison sentences, locking you up for a crack rock. You doing 20 years for a couple of crack rock, and you was about to smoke this shit. Can you believe that? So you built this fucking project. What's going on, Raider? I'm sorry. I'll be ranting.
No. Listen, I saw, oh my God, it was this video, and I'm sure I could find it if I tried hard enough, but I'm kind of lazy. But it was someone really showing you like how we got here. And they were like, okay, it dated back to like the Great Depression, like as the economy crashed, you know, and obviously we as Black people, you know, our parents right now remember segregation. So you can just imagine back then it was not any better.
Yeah. And
then they're like, wow, I gotta find a way to support my family. How I'm gonna do this? Oh, you know what? Everyone's going into industry now. That's the only way we're gonna be able to fix this. All right, so I'm gonna get a job down there. But then you go down there and they say, oh, actually, we can't let you in here because we don't want to. And they're like, oh, but that's illegal now. You have to let me work this job. And they're like, oh, I don't have to because I still reserve my right to choose who I want to be a worker. So sorry, you know, separate but equal, la, 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 la. And they go, oh, shoot, I can't get a job at the factory. I can't do manual labor anymore. Mm-hmm. Nobody will hire me. And I'm poor. And then just...
Oh, what you said? You said you can't do nothing for us? You said you can't do nothing for us? You said you said that you're disposable? That's how they look. That's basically what they say. You can't do nothing else for us. You can't work in our plants no more. Shit, if you can't do that.
They came in, they said, oh, you want to support your family, you can't get a job there for real. Okay. Here's this. Look, no, here's this new trade. Listen. It's scary at first. But you just have to sell a little bit of this, you know, a week. And you can support your family, you can keep them safe, everything, because you have to keep them housed and you have to keep them fed. Because being homeless while Black, you're going to die. You're going to die at this point in history. You know, you gotta keep a roof over those babies' heads. So you have all our fathers out and they doing this, and then boom, they get busted, they go to jail, fuel the prison industry complex. Yep. And now we have the standard single mother home, which then leads and builds and builds. So now, oh, my son isn't just my son; he's my little man.
Not only that, they made sure that Black couples got apart and stayed apart with the welfare programs that they had. You know, you couldn't have, you know, a husband, you couldn't be married, you couldn't have a man in the house, et cetera, you know, more than one paycheck.
It's just when you really like something so small, or not small, but like you think you understand how deep it really goes, and then you think about even the way that we like as a culture have accepted like the norm is to not have a father in the house and to have that like, you know, whole emotional incest going on with the mom and the son, but you like put her in a position where that's where she has to be in order to make sure that her family gonna eat. And then you literally create this culture where you're like, not only am I going to give you a quicker way to feed your family if you do this, but I'm going to make it impossible for you to go another route. Like it literally was illegal. Yep. What were they supposed to do? Starve? Die? Like, it's so mind-blowing because you're gonna get people who really think when we talk like the effects of racism on our community and like reparations, they think we're talking about just like the obvious, just like, oh yeah, we used to make you guys work for free and segregation. Like, no, you don't understand. Every interaction we have on the day-to-day is still affected by something your ancestor did.
And they benefit from it. They benefit from it. And this is what they are afraid of giving up. This is why they call for reform and not you know what I'm saying, abolishments. Because
if
they
you
can
abolish
still,
it,
yeah.
it's going to fundamentally change their way of life too, and that's the thing. Like, I want to help you, but not at the expense of my day-to-day living. You know, not if it's going to affect me, and it can't not affect them because they're benefiting. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, a lot of this is why they have platforms, because they have people in certain places. Their parents probably have a Wikipedia page and probably has a blue check, you know, and they speak down on activism, actual activism. They try to say, oh, this is charity work. They try to call communism charity work and all kind of shit. Like they try to fucking spam calls. They try their best to you know what I'm saying, to downplay our movements, man, because they don't want real niggas to get real change. I was just saying this earlier, how we can really control America if 12%, like we only 12% of America's population, but that is more than enough to run a country, especially if you know seeing how we fill these prisons, how much money we fill these prisons, and we really keep America going. We really keep America going with all these systems, from the fast foods to whatever. Black people was giving their bodies away to these fucking systems, man. And we keep
even like the creation of food deserts and how that affected us, like health wise, like in terms of our like financial, like it's so much that at this point sometimes it's hard to even like keep friends that don't already know and haven't already done the unlearning that they need to do, because it's like I can't begin. It's like, oh, it's not my job to educate you, but it's not even where it's like it's not my job to educate you. It's like there's too much. Where do I start? You have to give me something to work with, because I can't just explain to you being Black. I can't. That's not something I'm capable of doing. You have to go figure out what position you were given when you were born into the world this way, because I can't explain that to you in a way that's not just like completely draining to me as a human being. Also, this is unrelated, but the amount of pictures and videos I've seen of so-called Israel, waving Ukrainian flags and being like, oh, I'm like, that's a mirror. You are looking at yourself. Mm-hmm. That sign is you. What are you talking about? It's like, how you like, oh, imperialism bad. Oh, invasion bad. Do you know who you are? But I mean, once again, nobody gonna care because you've heard the sentiment where it's like, I just never thought it would happen to us, These are people that look like me. Oh, we're just saying it out loud now. Good to know.
Facts. Somebody just asked me, this system was designed for an elite to govern. How do you think 12% can make a difference? 12%, dude. I gotta say this all over because, dude, only 15 people own 85% of our wealth, man. They own and control that shit. Like, it don't take much. It don't take many people to do it. You just have to be willing to do certain things to get there and have certain people in certain places. But yes, 12% can run this motherfucking country, man. We can run. All we need is 3% of Americans to actually have a successful revolution.
I was going to say there is so much generational trauma here in America with Black people, with Indians. We have created so much trauma that it doesn't go away. You can sit there and say slavery ended, but the trauma's still there. It's not gone. Mm-hmm. The way we have treated everybody from the time that this country began. There's so much generational trauma, and I really wish that more white people would understand the generational trauma that passes down from generation to generation.
Shit, they can understand all they want. They better, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to sympathize. I don't know. I
Act
just
on it.
like just yeah. Do something
Oh my
about it.
God, I
Like these
just had this
people
conversation
will be
yesterday.
like, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't. Oh my God, what the fuck? Oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying? These people will be talking like they want to talk about who's a racist and you know what I'm saying, shit like that, but they literally have racist people in their families, you know what I'm saying? And they got a lot of other backyards to clean before they try to come out. And, you know what I'm saying? At least if you can't fix them, at least out them motherfuckers. Don't have a racist uncle on the police force. Like, come on now, man. But he's not racist. He was just born in a different time. He's racist. All them older
I just had
motherfuckers
this
just about
conversation
that.
yesterday, like
Not
literally
all of them.
where the notion that like bare minimum is sort of being like neutral, and then it is already a big ask to ask white people to just like not be racist, and not even like just not be racist. Like that's the ask, where instead of that being the floor, instead of that being what's expected, and then you're quote unquote asking them to go the extra mile by being anti-racist, because it does nothing for me
Yep.
if they're like, I recognize that happened, and
I feel better
I
now.
felt empty, and you've gone through so much. That does nothing for me. That's nothing at all. It's literally like you're walking by somebody getting jumped. Not even somebody. You're walking by a 90-year-old woman getting her purse snatched, and you walk by and you're like, oh, I'm so sorry this is happening. I hear you. I see you and what you're going through right now, Grandma. That's crazy. And then you walk by and you're like, okay, well, I didn't snatch her purse. I didn't beat her up. That does nothing for me. That does nothing for her. You know, it's not you acknowledging the situation, not being racist and being like, oh, racism is bad. What does that do realistically? And how is that the ask? How is that not the floor? How is it not just, oh, I've done this? And the only way I could truly care about Black people and truly consciously do something is if I do something. Like if I am an active participant in the dismantling of that like generational trauma, the generational wealth I have that shouldn't be mine, that I need to redistribute. And it's not like, that's not word of mouth. That's not a donation to the NAACP like once a year. It's not like you stuff. It's not, oh, I signed this petition. No. Conscious unlearning, dismantling, like we can't have, mainstream reparations yet. We can't figure out how to, then you in your day-to-day life figuring what you can do, because that's how you actually care. Then you're not a bystander. Then you're not just walking by the grandma getting beat up. You're going in there, you're like, dude, what are you doing? It's just, I cannot believe that is considered asking too much, because the floor isn't even, I'm not racist. The floor is, I am, or I was, but I'm not anymore, which is so bizarre. It's just, it just blows my mind, man.
I want to answer this question, but yeah, you're right. But that, and you know what? Let me get to you real quick. Let me pop this up. But see, this is why I don't have patience for people with this unlearning and all this shit. Like, man, we live in, nigga, this 2022. Come on now, man. Like, I don't know. I don't think I have enough time, even as a Black man, to deal with people who has to learn, unlearn racism. Like, holy fuck, you got a lot to go. You got a long way to go, and I ain't got time for that. I'm moving on, and just hopefully next time I come around, you won't be on the wall. Andrew, it also depends on how active the population is. Give me 2% of the population acting to make change, over 99% passively supporting change. I mean, yes, and then we have to remember, we're not fighting each other. We are part of the 99%. We are the 2%, the 3% needed to actually make better for the 97%. So we gotta have strategies. We gotta have certain people in certain places. We gotta have maids, butlers, lawyers, etc. People that can target certain people that can target certain powers. We can't just go out here wild and say, we got our 3%. Let's go out here and murder these motherfuckers. Like, no, that's not happening. No, you need to target certain figureheads in order to pull power. Now, not only that, my hand itching, motherfucker. Not only that, you got to get international powers. Got to get spies and shit like that. Get your shit together, man. But when you get your power, don't go wild. When we get enough power, our 2-3%, acting for and as the 99%, we have to be willing to do whatever it takes to save future generations here. You know what I'm saying? To save our children, our mothers, our sisters, and fight for healthcare, whatever fight that you're fighting for. You have a fight in here. You have a fight in here with us, because we're going for the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? We're fighting for the whole shebang. Not only that, we're trying to end the strong arm that white supremacy have over us. So you don't just go out here and target. You don't go out here and riot. You don't go out here and loot. You only use riots for distractions if you want to call out certain figureheads to target them. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that type of shit. You don't move. You got to be smart about this, man, because we are risking our lives. We are putting everything on the line. But yeah, it's gonna take some real thinking, but it ain't gonna take too many people. It ain't gonna take too many people to drop for them to see that the people are pissed off. Like, this is enough. Like, they are coming for us. They either gonna pull out or pull up, and I doubt if they want it with us. So yeah, riot and looting. I agree with them. They are dangerous but justified. Yes. I just don't like that we don't like. I don't know. It's like, man. There's so much shit that we can do, man. So much shit that we can do, man. Like, we can. I can't even say it on here because I know we'd be fucking kicked.
It's completely unrelated. I saw your tweet about the docu-series or what's coming out. Do you want to talk more about that at all? What we can be expecting? That sounds real exciting.
You said the what? You kind of broke up.
I saw your tweet and it mentioned, like, I don't know if it was like documentary or docu-series, some sort of show thing happening with you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Any more information on that? So I man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Some studio people from Right Brain TV. They had contacted me. They said they wanted to shoot a series of me and what I be doing across the, just what I do across the nation and in Detroit, the shit that I got planned, and just trying to get. I guess they, I never even they just trying to fucking document the shit, but I'm like, I don't really think too much on it. But they like, yeah, man, this gonna be so fucking cool. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of bored in real life, but okay. We're gonna be walking around feeding people. We're gonna walk around, saying, doing the same shit I do. Throw parties at the homeless shelters. I should have a good chunk of my garden up by then. We're gonna start shooting the pilot May 10th. So it's gonna be what I do. I'm actually, well, it is a good thing since I am building a Communist Party right now. I'm building my Communist Party, the Carrots Party. Trying to get that together. They're just trying to document it, but it is what it is. It's I think my mama will like it.
Oh my gosh, dude, this argument that's like, ah, there there cannot be any Nazis in Ukraine at all. None of them. No, because their president is Jewish. How? How is this a real, actual argument we're having in 2022?
Like Trump ain't come
Like-
after Barack Obama. Like
You
Barack.
are literally
Like Barack Obama didn't
like
start a
black
slave
person.
trade. Like Barack Obama didn't start a slave trade in a black country. Like, okay, we got a black president. Why would he do that? Why would a black president kill black wealth?
It's just blowing my mind because it's there. It's there in plain daylight. Like the rhetoric that they're spinning, even like oh my gosh, they're like, I don't know, I'm English in my head. You know what I mean? Like you just holding up like full blown swastikas, doing and everything, and people are like, no, guys, because their president. No, guys, because their president is Jewish. So actually, you're anti-Semitic. That's what's happening. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Hey, you support. They tell us that we support Nazis, all while they support Nazis. Like, what the fuck? Like, do y'all not know that Russia is the country that killed the Nazis?
There are no Nazis to like. Well, Nazism really bad if Putin exists. Putin bad. So Nazi okay. Like, how did we get here? It went from there's no Nazis to I need empathy. But
it's just a small percentage of them. It's only like 3% of that country. Like, look, but they actually have, and see, this is what we're talking about power, right? 3%. They want to talk about percentages, right? They got a real strong arm on their fucking government. They even told their president that that they're not gonna stop violating certain laws. Like, come on, man.
it's, oh my God. I mean, whatever. I just feel like I can't get on TL and say some things. But I'm just like, y'all so to
Hold on.
like,
Your phone breaking up. Hold on. What you say?
Oh, is it better now?
Yep.
I was saying like just all of it. It's so eye-opening because you're just really seeing in plain time so many of the unsaid truths just being played out, and people still not catching it. Because, like, why do you care so much about this conflict and the betterment of NATO? Oh, well, we have to stand behind them right now because Putin is doing his job. You're right. Imperialism is always bad. You're so caught up in the way we are being told to view this that you can't take a step back and be like, they are literally denying Black people and Jewish people, like Black and brown students, they're like a way to get out before they're being like attacked and killed. And it's like, you don't think, like, part of you doesn't think, I wonder why that is. I wonder how in the midst of they're finding time to be racist, and they're finding time to murder.
In the middle of a war, they're like, shit, fuck it, let's still. Without now, they can really take out their frustrations, right? They can really do what the fuck they really want. You know what I'm saying? They can say what they really wanted to say to these people. You know, they can really do it now because the government is really backing them. America's still shipping them weapons. You know, and then what do people on the internet say? Oh well, certain countries have evacuated certain people and this and that. Shouldn't everybody just be able to get the fuck out of there? It's a war zone. So y'all are deliberately picking people apart by country. Oh, so y'all are leaving out Black people.
Literally picking and choosing who gets to leave the situation. But if you point that out, then it's like, wow, you guys managed to pivot everything to be about race and to be about, oh, I don't know if you know, but there are places outside of America. Race isn't everything.
Right.
What?
Everybody over 30, every male over 30, they have to stay and fight. Bullshit. Give me a gun. Deny me access to leave. You know what I'm saying? Deny me access to a train and give me a gun and watch what happens. What the fuck?
Even on that vein of thought, that's why I think when people talk gun control in America, it's a very specific kind of people they want to control the guns for, or make sure that the laws are written and weaseled in such a way that there's a certain kind of person that can't have a gun. I feel like everyone's that it with like it's like showing like pro gun people, and it's just white people, great, and then a black man comes in and he's like,
that was college humor. That was college humor. College humor.
It's just all of a sudden everything changes. All of a sudden it's like, oh well, we didn't mean you have the right to protect yourself and to abolish any government that isn't working for you. Like we talk about other, but because exactly as you said, like deny me access to leave, and then also give me a gun and see how that works out for you.
I'm gonna kill you. And see, my thing is, no matter how these people like it or not, black people, brown people, Asians, we don't have to fight your wars. We don't have to stay and fight. We don't have to fight your wars. We don't have to die for your country. We don't have to die for your national or stand for your anthems. We don't have to do none of that shit but stay black and brown and die. You are the reason why our tax dollars are the reason why they are over there in the first fucking place. They are escaping wars already. They escaped wars already. They escaped climate change already. And you want me to do what? Like how y'all just demolish Hades and then dehumanize these people. St. Kyle Rittenhouse. Right, you want to go protect some property. There you go.
Because it's never been about protecting. Never been about protecting the community. Oh, protect and serve private property. That's what you mean. And it's one of those things where they get around it because they're like, well, technically they never said to protect and serve what? They never said you assumed that.
Yep.
But I mean, at that point, I don't know. I just don't have it in me to be saying that to people, to grown people too. Like, you are grown in the big year 2022, and I'm still having to spoon feed you that kind of information. That's just not for me. Like, come back, you got it. I don't know. There's someone out there, with a heart big enough to sit down and baby you through this, but not me.
Whew, this was a good show. I'm glad that you can come in. What's your name on Twitter? Rain, how do I pronounce this? Oh, I hug Forest?
Yeah. Is it cutting out again?
No, I was just asking you, how do you pronounce your name on Twitter?
Oh, Rayan.
No, your at.
Oh, I hug Fairies. It sounds like fairy. My name.
I'm gonna put it in for the chat for the people. That's her Twitter. Y'all can go follow her there. Yeah, yeah, this is a nice show. And then I got another one of my other speakers. Y'all can follow her. Thanks. And that's the other speaker. That's on. Y'all can follow them on Twitter. Sound like some really intelligent women here. And thank y'all for coming on. You know, it's always a privilege to hear from the people, man. Because a lot of people, like we speak enough. You know, sometimes it's good to give you know what I'm saying, other people the platform and the time to actually speak on some things. And you never know who you might run into. You never know what country people are in. If anybody want to join, you know, y'all, like I said, follow me on Twitter, Unholy Rome. The E is a 3. And join my spaces. I'm going to be doing these Monday through Thursdays. You know, we're going to every day, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, just early mornings. Y'all can join in. You know, have your voice heard, have your side. Even if you disagree, we just had some kind of debate yesterday. I wouldn't say debate. I said we was actually teaching someone. But thank you for coming, Comrade Cam. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for coming. I love you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. Thank you for having us, Rome.
It's my pleasure, man. We gotta come together. We gotta make every voice known. You know, every voice known. And make sure that they know that we don't play that shit. You know? Well, y'all take care. I'm fucking hungry as hell. I've been on this bitch for about an hour and 30. All right, that's good enough. I should fill my quota. I hope nigga CJ don't watch my stream like this nigga don't be talking about shit. Well, all right, we gonna wrap this up. I'll see y'all in the morning, early in the morning. I'm gonna be right here. Y'all can go ahead, smoke y'all weed, sip y'all coffee, smoke your cigarettes, masturbate. No, I'm playing. But if you're gonna masturbate properly. Don't just masturbate just to get a nut, because you can fuck yourself up like that. And just because masturbation can help prostate cancer with a lot of men, that doesn't mean that you guys are doing it right. You guys also have to, you know, do certain things. So if you're gonna masturbate, do it right. Just not to me. No, maybe. I don't give a fuck. You can go ahead and masturbate to me. I still got OnlyFans. No matter. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. I love y'all.